'cause I'm an idiot asshole. Talking flying from my gas hole.
All right, enough of that. Let's get started. So, since it takes a bit to edit these videos, always a good thing if you're going to do one, that you have some really good content. And well, the Flat Earthers of Gab have not disappointed this week, let me tell you. So what happened is some idiot who has nothing to do with the aerospace industry said that the A380 in some pictures that he saw, I don't think he's ever even been near the thing. It looks too small for him, so it can't carry 250 tons of fuel to carry the 500 passengers 8,000 miles. If somebody wants to do the energy calculation on that in joules of fuel, and that would back up why you need that much fuel in order to carry that plane that far with that many people on board, by all means. It should be cherry on the cake. They also offered an alternative. So more history on the video is they offer an alternative to say, well, if it's not powered by fuel, it must be powered by perpetual motion. So the first thing that's glorious about this is that the flat earthers have gone down a rabbit hole which is easily verified to be false. There's a physical aircraft nearby us, and we can go to it and check that it has a fuel system. So the Flat Earthers of Gab piled onto this because we were criticizing a fellow flat earther. So they accuse other people of being sheep, but you should see the comments. You're just indoctrinated. You're just believing the narrative you've been told. You need to open your eyes. So it's not one person. We laughed at a video for being stupid, saying that the A380 is powered by perpetual motion, and the Gab Flat Earthers piled on. Now it's just become like an honor war, essentially, is we can't let these globbies win. Everybody bat at them. Bat, bat. What are y'all doing? You're not batting at them. Bat harder. Bat, bat. So all the ones that say that we're the sheep have herded like sheep to tell us all that we're sheep for, let me reiterate, for believing that Airbus actually built a jumbo jet that runs on jet fuel and not perpetual motion. That's the issue in which everybody is saying you're all indoctrinated about here right now. So, glorious because they herd like fucking sheep while telling you that you're fucking sheep. That's awesome. Number two, they're saying that the freaking perpetual motion has been in production for decades. That's hilarious and awesome. Number three, and this really reiterates something. I was going to make a video on this altogether. It was going to be kind of philosophical about how flat earthers love to be incompetent. I was going to make a video about how, they could just fly from Argentina to Australia because that's an actual flight, or at least it was. And I think they canceled that due to COVID. But they won't do it because they prefer to be incompetent. They're not going to challenge their beliefs with actual data. They're not going to actually, it's like, well, you could take an Antarctic cruise, You could even submit a scientific paper that suggests that you need to go to Antarctica and do some studies. So just for a laugh, they might actually let you do it. Well, here's one that's even easier to verify. There are aircraft in museums, the Boeing Museum in Seattle, the Airbus Museum in Paris. Go see a jumbo jet being built at a factory. 5 minutes ago, they didn't even know or care about the A380. Now, all of a sudden, one of the flat earthers has said, the A380 just doesn't look like to me it can carry fuel. I don't think it can carry fuel. It's probably powered by perpetual motion. And they all jump on. That's awesome, because now we can see that it's really just about, if we could just convince everybody to join the cult, we don't have to talk about the globe anymore. We're just going to ban that. Yeah, I'm just going to convince everybody. That's what they're doing. They actually believe that science is indoctrination, engineering is indoctrination, and therefore that's what we should do, is just re-indoctrinate people. It has nothing to do with actual engineering. Here's where I think they fucked up. They went further to say all jetliners, essentially. The 747, I showed a picture of that. They said, nope, that can't carry, 63,000 gallons of fuel. Why not just throw in the 777, 787, 767, the A340, the A330? Why not just toss them all in the bucket of probably fake, probably powered by cold fusion, perpetual motion engines that the globbies know how to operate and you don't? Here's where they fucked up. Competence, all right? There are thousands, millions of people who've been involved with the aerospace industry over the years. And these millions of people now apparently are all in on it. And they think that the people that they're talking to online, nobody has a job. And nobody knows, I go to work and I fuel the aircraft. That's what I do. I'm the fueler of the aircraft. And they think they're going to convince these people and the cult is going to grow and we're just going to disprove the globe just by this gaslighting by saying, can you believe it? 250 tons of fuel. That's a big number. Can you believe that number? You actually believe that number? You must be a globby. They shout the big number and they want to get an emotional reaction out of you so that you like, oh wow, so that you get curious. But eventually you're now talking about millions of people that are already quote unquote in on it. The guy fueling the plane, the gal flying the plane, the guy building a plane in the factory, the gal engineering the plane in the office. Everybody from AutoCAD all the way to the joystick. Everybody is involved now. The big Masonic plan. At what point are you going to convince anybody else? We're all in on it, apparently. We're also, and this is the most glorious part, I'm going to close with this. Either one, we totally did. We cracked it. The globbies cracked cold fusion and perpetual motion, and these aircraft are totally powered by it, and we're just keeping the whole fueling aircraft thing around as a big joke to the flat earthers. We just don't want you to know. Either way, we fucking designed it, the cold fusion perpetual motion machine, and we don't want you to know. So we're fucking smarter than you. We're competent. So that's one possibility. The other one is that this is ridiculous, which that's really the reality of it, and you're idiots. And now you're all jumping on the bandwagon to defend one of your idiot friends. So you herded like sheep to defend something ridiculously, catastrophically stupid that we could go verify down the fucking street on an actual airplane. Crap, that's not possible. They're lying to us about everything. I was like, no. This is a $1 million aircraft. There were 800,000-pound aircraft 20 years ago, and there were, 500,000-pound aircraft 20 years before that. This is really old news. They've been powered by large quantities of fuel to move a very large mass a very long distance for a really long time. And it hasn't been perpetual motion all this time. You know how we know? Because almost everybody who isn't a basement-dwelling keyboard warrior who's incompetent and not qualified or capable of being employed in the aviation industry kind of knows somebody who does. Either is or knows somebody who does at this point. No, I know better. It's fucking magic, all right? The plane flies with fucking magic engines. It's not fuel. They're lying to us. Why? Because one of my other flat earthers said they're lying to us and we can't be proven wrong. The hive mind of this circle jerk cult won't allow one of them to look stupid, even though they're saying ridiculous things which are easily verifiable by just driving down the street and looking at a fucking airplane to see if it has a fuel system. So I'm just kind of sitting pretty today because this is really glorious, what we experienced here. It doesn't change much because they're still going to be incompetent. And we're still going to be building and working on and flying and designing the fucking airplanes. And they're going to remain incompetent. And that's just what's going to continue to happen. You couldn't have picked something else to swarm around. You couldn't pick a different herd opportunity. Yeah, good one. Pointing out your own insane fucking incompetence. Bravo. Thanks for the laugh. Cheers.